Welcome to the Seasoned Butcher YouTube channel. Really hope you enjoy this particular video. First of all, go ahead and subscribe, like, share. We appreciate that. We are a new company, theseasonedbutcher.com. We're all about home butchering, which you're going to see featured throughout our video series. This is quite the video I get to narrate here in the beginning. This is our Wisconsin 2022 youth turkey hunt. And wow, was it a weekend. So we had two young youth hunters, but quite a contrast. We had Jackson, my business partner Charlie. His oldest son is now 6. This was his first youth turkey hunt. And you're going to see how incredible this was. And if you've ever taken a young hunter out, you understand there's a lot of preparation that goes into this. It's not as simple as one would think. And maybe just watching this part of our clip, you can get some ideas if you've got young hunters in your family or children, whatever age, that you can get some ideas, and that'll help make their hunting experience a lot more comfortable, because comfort is the key to making that hunt successful. But on this particular hunt, the experiences that this young man got to see on his first real this was his first ever turkey hunt, in fact. From the walking in the dark, he got to see the guys set up. We had 3 mentors with him on this hunt. His dad, Charlie, okay? And then Kevin and also Gabe were part of this. And you're going to see this blind setup. We're actually using one of the blinds from Baronet. It's a double wide concept. And you're going to see how much room. And that made that hunt just even all that more comfortable and functional, is what I'd want to say. They get in there in the dark. They set up the decoy spread. We had pre-scouted. We knew where the birds had been going back and forth. We had about a 30-day window of scouting into this particular hunt. But he also got to see the different calling. He got to see the guys in the blind, the camaraderie between those guys. Of course, whenever you're taking a youth hunter in, especially the younger ones, you better make sure you got snacks in that pack. And one of the things you'll see that we like to do is bring those homemade sausage products that we make from our products at the Seasoned Butcher. Not to sound like a commercial, but hey, we all, if you're hunters, right, you like those sausage products, whether it's summer sausage, snack sticks, maybe some jerky, that type of thing. Well, one of the cool things that transpired on this particular hunt is they did have a tom come in. They had some hens come out, and so Jackson got to see that interaction between the guys calling, right? Got to kind of see the filming, because he's watching myself and his dad build a business, so he gets to be part of that business, right? Which is really important to us as mentors. But back to the hunt, he got to see that calling. He got to see how those birds interacted. The birds were not talkative. Those toms didn't want to gobble this particular day due to weather conditions. It was extremely windy. It was very cold. And so thank God for that blind, right? So anyways, they got really close, like so close. Had he not been using a 410 and not been 6 years old, they actually had a tom that was at 56 yards, which in a controlled situation inside of a blind with shooting sticks, a scope, right? Having a mentor right next to him to coach him through it. You know, had it been a 20 gauge or a 12 gauge with a little bit older shooter like Braden, who's now 15, we're confident that the hunt would have ended up in some success with a kill. But here's the thing I want to challenge all of you. It's not the kill that makes the memories. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm not saying that doesn't create memories, but what is a youth hunt really for? Why do these states offer youth hunts? Is it so that whatever age hunter, this case in Jackson being 6, so he can run out and kill his first turkey? No, it's exactly what it's called. It's a youth mentor hunt. They're designed to expose these young people, these young children, these young hunters to the outdoors to get them hooked. And so Jackson got a really, really good feel of what that's like. In fact, Charlie, we joke, because he had no problem getting that kid out of bed. That kid was raring to go. He never put up a fuss the entire day, which was awesome. And guess what? Sunday morning, the second day, he was raring to go to get right back out at it. And when you're getting up at 3:30, 4 a.m., we were a little concerned. Was he going to be able to take 2 days of hunting, getting up that early, how cold it was, what was going to happen? So all that preparation came together for that magic moment when that Tom was standing there at 56 yards and the decision had to be made that he couldn't pull the trigger on that bird. But he wasn't upset. He wasn't disappointed. Everybody in that blind, the 3 adults and little Jackson, they got to enjoy that experience. And I call it that oh so close moment that all of you watching this, you can enjoy this experience. And again, to wrap this part of the video, watch what we did. Watch how they set this up, because that orchestrating that hunt, especially when you're dealing with those young hunters, that can make or break all the success in the world. Okay, now we're gonna get on to Braden's hunt. And again, this is his last youth hunt. So he was actually really excited. I mean, he's been talking for a month leading up to this, how excited he was for his last youth hunt. He knew it was his last youth hunt. Here in Wisconsin, you get to hunt up through that, year number 15. And him and his dad, my brother, have been out scouting. To their credit, I give them an A+ in all the pre-scouting they did. So we get up early, meet the crew. We had 2 crews. Those guys took Jackson into the blind that I already discussed. And so we had myself and Matt, Braden's older brother, Austin, and of course Braden. And out we went. And we had a solid plan. I mean, we were like, this is a sure thing, right? And all of you watching this are going to laugh, because that's like, anytime you think that, turkeys are going to do what turkeys do. And it's funny because Braden kept asking throughout the morning, hey, are they going to do this? They're going to do that? And, the mentorship starts to go to a different level, right? A lot of mindset, a lot of tactics, those kind of things. And I kept telling him, Braden, turkeys do what turkeys are going to do. That's rule number 1. So anyways, bottom line, day 1 did not go as planned. Honestly, it was a bust. It was very frustrating. I was frustrated. All the boys were frustrated. It was cold. We had wind gusts the night before, up to 35 miles an hour. And frankly, the cold wasn't the problem. It was the wind. And if you're a turkey hunter, you know those extreme winds, it's not real good. Those turkeys are going to find a place to get out of that wind. And that's exactly what happened. We ended up busting a flock on the first setup, 30-some birds, and relocate. But here's what's cool. It got to be mid to late morning. Charlie hits us. Hey, it's time for breakfast with the crew. It's time to get out of the woods. We got to take a little break. It's been a rough morning on both crews. And so we got together for that camaraderie moment to break bread and enjoy that little bit of field to table that we love to talk about. And y'all know we use that phrase a lot because that's our life. That's what we love to do. And you can tell by the size of us for sure. There was no quit in these kids. It was amazing because we got done eating and he's like, let's get going. Where are we going to go? Which spot are we going to go to? And so we put together a plan. We kind of had spot number 1, 2, and 3 for the afternoon, kind of a first, second, third choice. And so we're back out at it. Charlie called on the telephone. One of our fields had a bird on it. Ran in there. Bird shut up. Ran to the next spot. Called, had a bird run in, couldn't get any of this on film. It was just really fast paced. We were running and gunning. Here's the bottom line, everybody. It was a bust. Like, it was maximum 10 out of 10, frustrating. We had worked hard. We put on about 10 miles. We're not going to bore you with all of that content because none of it matters at the end of the day, because you just watch it and go, yep, been there, done that. But here's the important part of day 1. Austin and Braden, along with their dad, we talked on the cell phone. We met. They had about 30 to 45 minutes of daylight left, and they went and found a flock of birds and roosted them. I mean, they called me excited. So one of the spots we have permission on, and they filmed them going up into the roost trees. And these things, as you'll see as this hunt unfolds, they were literally 5 feet off the edge of the field. And there was a lot of birds. I mean, a lot of birds. So day 2, my point here is we get 2 days for our youth hunt. Day 2 was worth the year-long wait for Braden. And so we went in that second morning where these birds were roosted, where they watched them roost. Did the scouting. We went right back to there. Austin and I talked in the dark where to set up this blind. We kind of thought we had a good idea. We did, no pun intended, we did go in blind. This is, this wasn't just a gimme hunt. What's funny is, and you're going to see this on the footage, as it got light, because we had monsoon rains earlier in the week and those cold temps, it looks like a pond about 50 yards out in front of the blind. Those birds didn't want to cross that ice, but this is an amazing hunt. This is the kind of hunt that dreams are made of. Braden was so jacked as this thing unfolded, and like he said, this was my best hunt ever, my best youth hunt ever. So what I want you to do is take the time to watch how this hunt unfolds right now, and we'll get back with you in a few moments.
Gone, but there's like 8 of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 is right there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm laughing, shaking that thing. Braden, look at that. Don't move your arm so much. That thing. Yes. That's just funny how they won't come all the way over here because it's shady over by we are. They literally just stay fanned and walking. Why is your stick not further up in the air? He came running into you calling. He's coming in. You better be off safe. I'm on him. Just wait. Let him film. I gotta get the other camera. Just wait. He's gonna. I got a shot. I know. Let him run into the deep. No. Break your gun. Break your gun. Nice shot. Nice shot, buddy.
I just scoped myself. Because I was bent. Am I leading?
No, you're all right.
Unbelievable. Let's go. Let's go. Oh.
Dude, I got the whole thing. Wow.
That's the coolest blind ever. Like I barely hunted out of blinds because we always had the good old double bull. The thing that all the sticks break on it. You're struggling to put it all together. This thing is awesome.
Thanks to a lot of our sponsors, we were able to get supplies to make this happen. Definitely the most memorable hunt I've ever had. I mean, just the way that this bird came running in. I've never seen it. I've always watched the YouTube videos of other people having their decoys be attacked by the toms they shoot, but I've never had it happen to me. And then today he just came in and started fighting with our decoy, knocked him off, and got the shot, and got to do it with my brother. Just moved back from Texas. First time I've ever shot anything with him.
This incredible blind behind me is so roomy, the windows. Hopefully, you know, you can see kind of like feel like you're part of it when that tom was running in. But a lot of that, you don't realize how much we were moving around in there. And what I really like about the see-through windows is that it allows that movement. That's, you know, a lot of people's knock on blinds is you feel like you're caged in. But some of these newer technology blinds, you can see through the windows and, you know, unhook as need be and accommodate the hunt. Whether it was the calling, how we did the setup, how patient we had to be, the scouting they did last night, but that's part of that mentorship process. So I just encourage you, when you take a kid hunting or a new hunter, new into the industry, Don't just take them and stop. Continue that process so they can go ahead and pay it forward themselves someday. So we're just gonna wrap this up. We gotta get all this equipment out. Anyways, that's a wrap.